We scored these. We just got here after almost 6 hours of a drive. Now we're going to our Airbnb and I'm really looking forward to it. The pictures are so nice. It was a bit difficult to find, but we're now here. Oh wow. I look like such a mess and I've been bitten alive by so many mosquitoes. Everything's itching, but we're here and it is beautiful. For whatever reason, whenever I eat Mexican food, I've never eaten empanadas. So now I get to try in Mexico, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it. Bist du glücklich, dass ich Fahrrad fahre?
Ja. Jetzt, wo ich weiß, dass du kannst, können wir es öfter machen.
Nein. So the first place we went to did not have one single vegan item on the menu for breakfast. So we had to go elsewhere and I was like, hey, I'm vegan. In the process of asking what I could eat, and he was like, we don't have anything, but there's this one local restaurant like 4 streets like further and then to the right that you really have to try. They have lots of vegan stuff. And I was like, okay, I'll go there. And I'm so amazed by the cart, that like the menu that they have. So I'm really looking forward to eating here. Echt lecker. Bacalar is sort of known for the place to be if you're interested in being in or around the water. It has this huge, gorgeous lagoon that you can kayak in, that you can swim in. I think there's actually also a water park, so definitely check Bacalar out if you're interested in that. We scored these for $2. We found another vegan restaurant. Yes.
Y batido. Ahorita le traigo la siguiente.
Quizá puede estar más cómodo ahí, mira. So yesterday we bought these rambutans and I've never had one, I think, and now I really want to try them. Supposedly they kind of taste like lychees and you have to open them the same way, but this is so hard. Ooh, oh wow. That looks just like a lychee. Tastes similar too. It has this thing in the middle that you shouldn't eat. Interesting. Definitely worth a try. They are so delicious, and I actually think I like them better than lychees. So, anyway. Here is voiceover Katiana, and I'm a little sick, so sorry about that. But we drove a little further away from where we were staying in Bacalar so we could see 2 different old Mayan cities. And the first one we visited was Gibanche,
and both sites were absolutely stunning, and I'd never really heard that much about Mayan culture, so it was really interesting to see. So this temple that we're seeing here was built in such a way that the sun would rise on one side and would set in the other. So it was like perfectly built.
A special kind of building.
Okay, so now we are at one of the Mayan temples of the sun, and we can actually still climb it, so let's go. These are steep. Oof. Ja, that's true. Die sind alle gleich. So wie nach der DIN-Norm, nach der deutschen. Holy smokes.
Yeah, but like this way, we believe that all the Mayan cities used to be. Red color, it's held for the Mayans.
And not only could we look at the different temples in squares, but there was still so much to really interpret into, and we had a guide who was explaining lots of the things that we were seeing, and it was so interesting.
With a kind of weapon in the hand. This kind of door, they are the entrance to the tombs. Mayans always used to bury people at least 16 meters inside the floor. So
if you don't know anything at all about Mayans and the difference between them and Aztecs and Incas, I would highly encourage you to look into it. I was so astonished, and I kind of fell into this like rabbit hole of looking up so many things and watching different documentaries, because we actually don't even know that much about them as we probably should. Like these places that we're looking at right now, they were only discovered in the 70s.
This was so much steeper and so much harder to climb, but the view is definitely worth it. And this happens to not just be, quote unquote, any sort of temple or gravesite, but actually a woman's gravesite. So this was specifically made for a female. So far, no one knows who she exactly was, probably the wife or mother of one of the governors, but it's so cool that she got her own temple, basically.
So that was kind of scary, but we got to the second Mayan city, which was Conulich. And by the way, none of this is for free. The guide was super expensive, but getting to these places actually wasn't. Being allowed into the area cost 60 pesos as a foreigner and 50 as a Mexican. And then going to each site cost another 70 or 80 pesos. I can't quite recall.
Of course, now it's super rainy and cloudy, but we'll still make it through, even if we're wet.
the gods look like we look. They have a human body. They have a human look. So they sweat. Local people start to say that aliens was the governors of the Mayan cities. Yeah. This is from where this idea come out, from this shape of head. But there was not aliens, there was only the governor, the royalty. They passed through this head transformation, so that's why they have this shape of skull. So please don't believe that aliens used to be. I imagine the prophet. They play with energy, and they want to win this game because being sacrificed and being offered.
Entonces, la idea es llevarlos a conocer, ¿no? A que la gente los conozca, a saber que no hay un solo maíz, hay de diferente.
So we just stumbled upon another vegetarian slash vegan restaurant. We just drove by with our bikes.
Lecker aus.
Das sieht wirklich gut aus. Ich glaube, was er hier gesagt hatte, war, dass es auch this is so beautiful. I almost don't want to eat it, but I really want to eat it.
Where do I start? This might be one of the best smoothies I've ever tried. It's so delicious. It's so fresh. It tastes like freshly squeezed and made, and it's just so good. Holy moly, my tire just popped. Yeah, that definitely doesn't work anymore. I was driving downhill over, ow. I was driving downhill over there, and all of a sudden I heard this enormous pop. And I was like, what was that? And I just heard the back tire of my bike just like sliding instead of like actually like turning. So I stopped and the entire back tire just deflated. But thank goodness I am not hurt, nothing happened. But it was a little shock to the system. Thank goodness we're almost back at the Airbnb, because yeah, that would have been really annoying.